to lesson 12.3, customary units of weight. So open your Go Math books. We are going to page number 653. Now this lesson is very similar to the lesson we had yesterday. Yesterday we were looking at customary units of length. So how do I measure how long something is? Today we're going to be looking at customary units of weight. So how do I tell how heavy something is? So let's look at unlock the problem. Ounces and pounds are customary units of weight. How does the size of a pound compare to the size of an ounce? Well, I don't have any numbers in this problem, but I do have some important keywords that I'm going to box. One of those words is ounce and pound. And also what it's asking me to do, which is compare them. So let's use a number line to compare them. So this number line is going to show the relationship between ounces and pounds. So I'm going to start by coloring in on the top of the line to show 1 pound. So 1 pound makes up 16 ounces. That whole thing is shaded in. Now if I'm going to shade in 1 ounce, I'm going to shade the bottom part of my number line, and it's much smaller than a pound. So let's compare the two. You need 16 ounces to make 1 pound. So 1 pound is 6 times as heavy as 1 ounce. And this is the information we're going to use to help us solve problems. So let's turn to our first example. So Nancy needs 5 pounds of flour to bake pies for a festival. She has 90 ounces of flour. How can she determine if she has enough flour to bake the pies? Well, let's circle the numbers. We've got 5 pounds and 90 ounces. And then if I underline our question, how can she determine if she has enough flour to bake pies? So I want to know, I'm comparing 5 pounds and 90 ounces. I'm going to put a box around those keywords, which are my units, pounds and ounces. So again, we're going to use a table today to help us with comparing pounds and ounces. So I know 1 pound equals 16 ounces. So that's 1 times 16 equals 16. For 2, I'm going to do the same thing. 2 times 16. Now, I know my 12 times tables like we did yesterday in my head, but 16 is a little more difficult. So I'm going to go ahead and use this area over here to do some scratch work, side math, as we call it. So I've got 2 times 6 is 12. Regroup my 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So 2 times 16 is 32. So I know that 2 pounds equals 30. Oops. Erase that. 32 ounces. Okay, for the next one, 3 pounds, also multiplied by 16. I'm going to do more side math. So I have 16 times 3. Good practice for my multiplication. 3 times 6 is 18. Regroup my 1. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. So I know that 3 pounds equals 48 ounces. Okay, now I'm going to do 16 times 4. So 6 times 4 is 24. Regroup. Oops, regroup the wrong number. 6 times 4 is 24. 4 goes down here. 2 goes up here. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. So I've got 64 ounces. So 4 pounds is 64 ounces. Last one I need to do is 5 pounds. So I'm going to do 16 times 5. 16 times 5. 6 times 5 is 30. Regroup my 3. 1 times 5 is 5, plus 3 is 8. So I have 80. So I know 5 pounds equals 80 ounces. So now I'm going to compare the two. So 90 ounces written in ounces is still 90 ounces. 5 pounds, however, written in ounces is 80 ounces. And I'm looking at those two. Now they have the same units, 90 and 80. 90 is definitely greater than 80. So she has 90 ounces of flour. She needs 5 pounds of flour. So 90 ounces is greater than 5 pounds. So Nancy does have enough flour to make the pies. So let's walk through the steps again. I was looking for how many ounces are in 5 pounds. So I did that using a table and my multiplication off to the side. Then once I found out that 5 pounds equals 80 ounces, I use greater than or less than to compare. Okay, there's one more unit in weight, and that is tons. 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds, which is a lot of weight. So if 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds, then 2 tons must equal 4,000 pounds. See the pattern? And then we have if 2 tons equals 4,000 pounds, then 3 tons must equal 6,000 pounds. So we can see that a ton is 2,000 times as heavy as 1 pound. Okay, now we're on the Sharon show. So we're going to look at number 1. It wants me to take 4 tons and decide how many pounds that is. Well, if I think about it, 4 tons, 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds. So I need to multiply that 4 times 2,000. 4 times 2 is 8, and then I add on those extra zeros. As you can see, there's a little help over here in the corner. If you forget, 1 pound equals 16 ounces, and 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds. Okay, next I'd like you to do 2 and 3 on your own. Go ahead and pause the video, show your work, and then press play when you're ready to check your answer. Okay, welcome back. We're doing number 2 and number 3. Check your work. So I have 5 tons. I'm going to multiply 5 times 2,000. To make it easier, I'm just going to do 5 times 2 in my head and then add zeros. 5 times 2 is 10, and then there are 3 zeros. So 5 tons equals 10,000 pounds. And for number 3, I've got 6 pounds equals blank ounces. So I know that I need to multiply by 16 because 1 pound equals 16 ounces. Now, that's not math I can do in my head, so I'm going to come over here and show my work. I have 16 times 6, 6 times 3, or not 6 times 3. 6 times 6 is 36. Regroup my 3. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9. So I have 6 pounds equals 96 ounces. Okay, now we're moving on to the on your own section. I want you to do 4, 5, 6, and 7. So go ahead and pause the video and then check your work. Okay, number 4, we're doing the same process. I have 7 pounds equals how many ounces? So I'm going to take my 7 and multiply it by 16. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 4 is 11. So that equals 112 ounces. Okay, now I have 6 equals how many pounds? Well, I know that I need to multiply 6 times 2,000. The easiest way to do that is multiply 6 times 2 and add zeros. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 3 zeros is 12,000. Okay, now for the comparing using greater than, less than, or equal to. I've got 1 pound and 15 ounces. Well, I know 1 pound equals 15 ounces. So now if I change that, I can check which one's greater, 16 ounces or 15 ounces? 16, so 1 pound is greater. 2 tons or 2 pounds? Well, 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds, so 2 tons equals 4,000 pounds. LBS is short for pounds. I know that definitely 2 tons is greater than 2 pounds. Thanks for watching our video. Continue on to do your math practice on Google Forms. If you have any questions, please message me.